Good afternoon, sir. I am Cadet Micah Thomson. I will be acting first squad leader, first squad, first platoon, Charge Company 1-5 Infantry for Operation Bobcat Lightning in Taitung, Taiwan. This is an unclassified brief. Here's the task organization for our platoon. First platoon, Charge Company 1-5 Infantry, with tasks to disrupt enemy forces in AO Ronin with purpose to deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. Us, first squad, will be platoon main effort. Tasked to attack to destroy OBJ Phantom with a purpose to deny enemy influence on the battalion AO. Our key weapon systems are the M320 grenade launcher and the M249. Second squad will have the task to ambush to destroy enemies on OBJ Reaper with purpose to disrupt enemy operations on Route Camaro. Their key weapon systems will be the same as ours, as well as third squad. Third squad will be tasked with demonstrations to suppress enemies on OBJ Ghost with the purpose of deceiving enemy United States force composition and disposition. This is because they currently do not know where we are or how many of us there are. Finally, 4 squad and weapon squad will be attached with gun 1 to first squad and gun 2 to second squad. When they have the key weapon system of the M249 Bravo, which is our platoon's key weapon system. Here's a closer look at our task org of our squad with weapons team attached. Moving on to the GTAO. We are currently here at the patrol base in AO Ronin. To our west is AO No Slack, and to our southeast is AO Amrock. Our northern boundary is 37 Northing, or naturally Route 197 and Route Camaro. Eastern boundary is 17 Easting, the high-end coastal mountain range right here. Our southern boundary is 31 Northing, with the fruit farms to this end of the mountains. Our western boundary is naturally the Biden River and also 10 Easting. Within our AO, there are 3 pieces of key terrain. The first of these being key terrain 2 right here at the end of the bridge, key terrain 1 at an intersection west of OBJ Phantom, and then key terrain 3 on top of OBJ Phantom. As for enemy capabilities for our AO, the indirect fire provided by the Papa 87 mortar on OBJ Phantom is what we have to be most worried about. It is having daily firings from 0300, 0800, 1500, and 1900 in support of the enemies throughout the area. The reaction time is 5 minutes. Beyond them, inside of our AO, there are four capabilities that the enemy has. Yet, all but one of these will not be affecting us. These 3 that won't be affecting us are the platoon attack helicopter down here with 30-minute reaction time in Taitung, a mortar platoon 40 minutes south. They're only cautious of the MSRs near them, and then an ADA platoon in Luye. One that we do have to be curious and cautious of is the 152 Mike Howitzer platoon near Taitung, which is attacking anything larger than a squad with a reaction time of 10 minutes. We'll not have to worry about them in our individual movement, yet while we are all sitting as a platoon, they just to be cautious of. Here's once again the boundaries that were just discussed and the enemy capabilities. The Papa 87 being what we are most worried about. Here is our GTAO of our AO. As you can see, the high-end mountain range is overall very severely restricted terrain. It is dense jungle with a very steep incline. To the west, we have another thing of impassable terrain, the Biden River, with only this bridge being able to cross it. The bridge being key terrain 2. Key terrain 2 gives you complete access and control over the high-speed mobility corridors around the AO. Moving south on Avenue Approach 5 to key terrain 1, it is an intersection at this town which gives influence into the rest of the AO. Furthermore, on the mounted Avenue of Approach 9 to key terrain 3, and Avenue of Approach 10 to the same key terrain is how the enemy will likely hit the OBJ Phantom. Moving to our avenues of approaches, we will move from Avenue Approaches 1, 2, 3, and 4 over 1 LDA and across the mountain range using the concealment provided by the severely restricted terrain to our advantage to come up and attack OBJ Phantom uncontested and unspotted. As for civilian considerations in the area, there are civilians and placements here which likely the enemy will be on. As for reinforcing obstacles, we do not have knowledge of any in the area, yet as these enemies have been in place in these locations for a while, it is good to make note that it may be possible to find. Going closer into our OBJ is another GTAO. Here, as discussed, is Avenue of Approach 1 and Avenue of Approach 2. Avenue of Approach 1 is our most likely avenue of approach as it gets us closer to the OBJ than Avenue of Approach 2 does before we are spotted. It will also give us further infiltration into the enemy lines and put us in a position where they cannot spot us. And it will be likely to be looking this way instead of where their allies are. As for the enemy, who have reinforcements down here, reinforcing units are likely to take Avenue of Approach 9 to reach the location, and dismounting units will likely take Avenue of Approach 10 south to also reach the OBJ. Furthermore, for civilian considerations, besides the tourist centers here and the towns to the west, there are 2 religious centers right here and right here. There are no Taoist or Buddhist upcoming holidays, and so likely is not to be worried about, yet it is good to keep in mind that there are chances of civilians coming up to these religious sites, so you just be cautious. Moving on, for weather and light data, I like to say that visibility will be low, which is going to be of great advantage to us. Our enemy does not have complete nod capabilities, and so our nod capabilities will give us both better vision at night than them and also heighten our concealment. Wind will be calm into the southwest, which means it won't be much of an issue, yet they'll put the enemy downwind of us to just make sure we aren't smoking. This is a common practice, but it's good to know. As for precipitation, it's been rainy season in Taiwan for months now. 77 to 75% precipitation is basically guaranteed, and that means we'll be dealing with rain. It also, though, means that the enemy has been dealing with rain. It will help our concealment and also make this wetland a basic marsh and almost force the enemy to try and take to harder surfaces for their mortar emplacement and key terrain 3. So cloud cover, it's full. That means the enemy will have limited capabilities on their air, and for temperature and humidity, it's high. Just make sure we're going to be bringing a lot of water. We have to make sure we're safe throughout. Moving on to the enemy analysis. We have 2 enemy platoons to our west and 1 enemy motorized company to our southeast and 1 platoon. Within our AO, we have 1 motorized platoon with a recon squad and the mortar team that will be attacking. They are currently at 90% strength. Closer into our AO, you can see that the motorized squads are held up in these civilian locations here, with the HQ for the platoon being right there. This gives them control of this high-speed avenue of approach and corridor and keeps the civilian population in check. The recon squad that will be screening in this location will likely be placed here and here. This will give them coverage over the main routes and also make it so they can go to each other if help is needed. To avoid this, we'll be taking along the mountains, which with the excessive concealment given by the jungle, we'll likely be able to completely avoid them. Moving down even closer to our OBJ and the mortar team. Here is OBJ Phantom with the enemy squad earlier discussed to the west, with a machine gun team in the southern village and a anti-tank team with the CSK and the HQ in the northern village. Moving to the east is our enemy mortar team. Enemy mortar team consists of the PP-87 mortar, a assistant gunner, and 2 ammo bearers. While the mortar is firing and taking up the AG, it is likely that the ammo bearers will be standing for support of the location. They are tasked with disrupting enemy U.S. forces in the area and denying freedom of maneuver. As far as things go, because they have total control of the air and most of the roads, it is good to believe that they have, to us, severe maneuver and movement, sustainment, and command and control. As for protection and intelligence, there's not much protection in this area, yet natural cover can be placed in reinforcements, and it can take place in key terrain 3 up here. And for intelligence capabilities from the air, we'll give them coverage on the ground. As for fires, they have superior fire overall in the AO with Papa 87 outwards, and once we get nearby, we can also still be hit by the artillery battery nearby. Moving on to the mortar team itself. Upon first contact, the most likely course of action of the mortar team is to commit an area defense and protection of the Papa 87 mortar. This is because it is what allows them to complete their purpose and commit IDF on the United States forces in the area. They will also likely call for reinforcements to come up this road. Disruptions from up north may already bring these out, but if they do come up, it will be about 10 minutes for them to move, and if a recon squad would come down from the north, it would be almost half an hour. Their most dangerous course of action would be if this CSK right there isn't placed here. That'll put us at a near numerical even, and also give them several key weapon systems on the point. If that were to happen, we would likely hit it with our mortar capabilities or hit it from dead space with our M320s. Moving on to our platoon. Second squad and third squad, like I said, will be having activities up north. Second squad will be ambushing and destroy on OBJ Reaper, disrupting the enemy operations on Route Camaro, and third squad will be having demonstrations to suppress the enemy and deceive them of our composition and disposition. Fourth squad will be attached to all of us, and we will be in the south on OBJ Phantom. Our mission statement is that 1st Platoon, Charger Company, 101st Infantry, disrupts enemy forces into AO running no later than 2200 August 24 in order to deny enemy interference on battalion man effort. Our key tasks are to disrupt enemy operations in depth, deny enemy uncontested use of high-speed avenues of approach, retain maximal combat power, and avoid decisive management. Our end states are for terrain. Primary MSRs in the AO run are contested. Enemy North Torbian forces in the zone are disrupted without accountability of platoon composition disposition. That civilian casualties and damage is minimized, and that friendly platoons is reconsolidated at the PB and posture for farther follow-on offensives. Thank you.